In the midst of escalating regional conflict and emergency alerts, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu admits Israel struggles to control its narrative online as images and videos spread rapidly. Amid multi-front security threats, political divisions, and global scrutiny, the battle for perception becomes as critical as military defense itself. In a rapidly shifting security environment marked by escalating regional conflict and internal political pressure, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has once again become the center of national and international attention following what observers describe as a rare and striking admission regarding Israel's current communication and security challenges. The comments delivered amid heightened emergency alerts and renewed instability in and around Tel Aviv have intensified public debate inside Israel, where military pressure, political divisions, and international scrutiny are converging at a critical moment. At the heart of the controversy is a growing recognition inside Israel's leadership circles that the state is not only fighting a military conflict on multiple fronts, but also struggling to control how that conflict is being perceived globally in real time. Netanyahu has led Israel since 2022 and remains one of the most dominant figures in Israeli politics, has been deeply involved in managing the country's response to ongoing regional hostilities and internal unrest. Against this backdrop, he reportedly acknowledged in unusually direct terms that Israel faces a significant challenge in shaping the global narrative during moments of crisis, particularly as images, videos, and firsthand reports circulate rapidly across digital platforms. In a widely discussed reflection that has drawn attention from analysts and critics alike, he stated Netanyahu said Israel has struggled to control the narrative online, where images, videos, and firsthand accounts spread faster. This admission has been interpreted as a rare moment of candor from a leader often associated with tightly controlled messaging during wartime. The timing of the statement is particularly significant. It comes during a period when Israel has been placed under repeated emergency alerts, with sirens and defensive warnings activated in multiple regions, including the Tel Aviv metropolitan area. These alerts have contributed to a climate of anxiety among civilians who have repeatedly been forced into shelters as regional tensions escalate. While official military briefings have emphasized interception capabilities and defensive readiness, the lived reality for many residents has been one of uncertainty and repeated disruption. In this volatile environment, Netanyahu's acknowledgement of a communications challenge has added a new layer to the public discourse, shifting attention not only to the battlefield, but also to the information battlefield. Inside Israel, political reactions have been sharply divided. Supporters of the government argue that the prime minister's statements reflect an honest assessment of a complex and unprecedented situation, where Israel is facing not just conventional threats, but also a highly dynamic global media ecosystem. Critics, however, interpret the remarks differently, suggesting they reflect deeper strategic weaknesses in how the government has handled both the military escalation and its international messaging. Opposition figures have long accused Netanyahu's leadership of prioritizing political survival and narrative control over broader national unity, particularly during times of prolonged conflict and internal protest movements. These tensions have been further amplified by ongoing debates about judicial authority, civil protests, and the government's handling of security leadership decisions. At the same time, Israel continues to operate under what officials describe as a sustained state of heightened readiness due to regional threats involving multiple actors, including Iranian-backed groups operating across different theaters. The broader strategic environment has been shaped by repeated exchanges of fire, missile interceptions, and drone incidents that have affected both northern and central parts of the country in recent periods. While many of these incidents are intercepted or contained, their psychological extent and political impact inside Israel has been significant, reinforcing perceptions of an ongoing multi-front security crisis. Netanyahu's leadership style during this period has been defined by a combination of military assertiveness abroad and political consolidation at home. His critics argue that he has used the security environment to strengthen his position, while his supporters insist that strong leadership is necessary during a period of existential threat. Internationally, Israel's actions and messaging have drawn scrutiny, particularly as global audiences receive near real-time updates from conflict zones through social media platforms and independent reporting networks. This shift has fundamentally altered how modern conflicts are perceived, reducing the gap between battlefield events and global public reaction. The Prime Minister's acknowledgement of this reality underscores a broader transformation in warfare, the increasing importance of information dominance alongside tragedy. On military superiority? In parallel with these communication challenges, Israel continues to navigate a complex diplomatic landscape. Relations with regional actors remain tense, particularly in the context of ongoing hostility with Iranian-aligned forces. Analysts have pointed out that the current phase of confrontation is not isolated, but part of a longer pattern of strategic rivalry involving deterrence, proxy conflict, and direct escalation cycles. Domestically, emergency alerts in and around Tel Aviv have reinforced public concern about the potential for further escalation. Although defensive systems continue to intercept many incoming threats, the recurring activation of sirens has created an atmosphere of persistent vigilance among civilians. This environment has also influenced political discourse, with increasing pressure on leadership to demonstrate both military effectiveness and strategic clarity. Netanyahu, for his part, has repeatedly emphasized Israel's right to self-defense and the necessity of maintaining operational freedom in responding to threats. However, the emerging debate now extends beyond military policy to include questions about narrative credibility, international perception, and domestic trust. The idea that Israel is losing control of the narrative, as expressed in Netanyahu's rare admission, has become a focal point for commentators analyzing the broader implications of modern warfare. It reflects a shift in which traditional military victories may be complicated or even overshadowed by real-time global information flows that shape public opinion instantly. Within this context, Israeli officials face the dual challenge of managing both physical security and informational influence. As the situation continues to evolve, analysts warn that the convergence of military escalation and information volatility could further complicate crisis management in the region. Netanyahu's leadership remains central to how Israel navigates this environment. In meant with every statement and policy decision scrutinized both domestically and internationally. Despite political divisions, there is broad recognition that Israel is operating in an unusually complex security landscape where threats are multifaceted and constantly shifting. The emergency atmosphere in Tel Aviv and surrounding regions serves as a reminder of the ongoing fragility of the situation. Sirens, alerts, and defensive operations have become part of a recurring pattern that underscores the unresolved nature of regional tensions. At the same time, political debate inside Israel continues to intensify, with opposition voices calling for greater accountability and transparency in both military and communication strategies. Supporters of the government, however, argue that criticism often fails to account for the unprecedented nature of the threats being faced. In this polarized environment, Netanyahu's statement about narrative control has taken on symbolic weight, representing both a strategic concern and a political flashpoint. It highlights the growing importance of perception in modern conflict, where information can travel faster than official verification and where public opinion can shift in real time. As Israel continues to confront security challenges on multiple fronts, the balance between military action, political leadership, and global messaging will remain a defining issue. For now, the situation in and around Tel Aviv remains tense but controlled, with authorities maintaining heightened readiness. Yet beneath the surface of operational stability lies a deeper contest, one not only over territory or deterrence, but over how events are understood, interpreted, and remembered. And in that contest, Netanyahu's rare acknowledgement has become a defining moment in the ongoing narrative of a nation under pressure, navigating war, politics, and perception all at once.